Right, let's now start with multiplying both of these functions together. So we have g of t is equal to t squared minus 3t, and f of t is equal to 2t minus 1. So we're going to multiply them together, and we are going to find g times f, close parentheses, t. Okay, well, we're going to start off with the g equation. Your g equation was t squared minus 3t, and we are going to multiply that with the f equation. Now with the multiplication, and if you have more than two terms per one equation, just put parentheses. This is going to be 2t minus 1 for the equation of f. Now this looks very familiar, and the steps that you're going to have to use is you're going to use FOIL. Use FOIL. First, outer, inner, and last. So let's multiply the first terms together. T squared times 2t, that's going to be 2t cubed, or 2t to the third power. Your outer terms is t squared and negative 1. Multiply those together, you're going to have negative t squared. Your inner terms is negative 3t and plus 2t. Sorry, positive 2t. We're going to multiply them. That's going to be negative 6t squared. And then don't forget your lasts. Negative 3t times negative 1. That's going to be positive 3t. I see two things that we can combine. It's these two over here. So we have 2t cubed minus 7 of these, 7t squared, plus 3t. This is your A and S for example number 4. So if we have two functions and they're asking you to multiply them together, just make sure you have parentheses over here first. And then afterwards, just use FOIL. Firsts, outer, inner, lasts. Multiply them out. Most of the time you are going to have like terms that you need to combine, sometimes in the middle, sometimes at the ends, depending on where it is. And then afterwards, just combine them together, and this is your answer for example number 4. Let's do another multiplication before we get into division. Example number 5. Suppose now g of t is equal to t minus 4, and then this time h of t is equal to t squared plus 5 minus t. And they're asking you to find g of t times h of t. Well, g of t, your equation of g of t is t minus 4. Let's put that in parentheses, and we are going to multiply that with h of t, which is given above, t squared plus 5 minus t. Alright, if you have two terms over here and if you have three terms over here, what you want to do is you take this first term of the first parentheses and you're going to multiply it to the first term of the second term of the second parentheses, and the third term of the second parentheses. And you're going to do it the same way with that negative 4. So let's try that one out first. T times t squared, sorry, I went a little bit ahead, is t cubed, and t times 5 is going to be plus 5t over here. T times, be careful, negative t is going to be negative t squared. Now, same thing with the negative 4. Yes, you need to incorporate that negative 4. You're going to multiply it to the t squared, to the positive 5, and also to the negative t. So let's do that. Negative 4 times t squared, that's going to be negative 4t squared. Negative 4 times 5 is going to be negative 20, and then also negative 4 times negative t is positive 4t. Let's rewrite this. This is going to be t cubed. Let's look at the squares first. Yes, we can combine these over here. This is going to be negative 5t squared. I see that we can combine the positive 5t and the positive 4t, so this is going to be plus 9t. And then we have that lonesome negative 20. We need to add that in as well. Negative 20. This is your A and S for example number 5. T cubed minus 5t squared plus 19 minus 20. Alright, so the sames, if they are asking you for g times h of t or g of t times h of t, you're just doing the same thing. They're just asking you to multiply those two equations together. So similar problems to this are problems number 19 to 24 on your homework. Similar problems to this are problems 19 to 24 on your homework. Okay, let's do the last portion of this video, and it is to divide. We just got 3 more examples, and then after that you're good with pretty much 3/4 of the homework for Tuesday. So let's do example number 6, 7, and 8, starting with 6. Let me just put this on over here. Okay, example number 6. Your f of x is equal to x squared minus 3, and then your g of x is equal to negative 2x minus 4. They're asking you to find, parentheses, f over g of x. Now remember, with this division bar, this is a division bar, this fraction bar, so just look at it as is. On top of that bar is your f function or your f equation, so you're going to put x squared minus 3, and then your g equations on the bottom, so that's going to be negative 2x minus 4. Okay, I'm going to write some steps over here. After you place those, so whenever you're doing a division, try to always check for a GCF, or if you can factor the top portion, the numerator and the denominator, just to make sure. The reason why you want to factor a GCF is maybe you can cross off some of the terms from top and bottom. We can take out a negative 2 on the denominator, but the reason why we want to take out a negative 2 on the denominator is just to see if there's a negative 2 on the top. But we can't even take out a negative 2 or anything over here on the numerator. So if there's nothing to cross out from top and bottom, this is just as is. This is your ANS for example number 6. X squared minus 3 all over negative 2x minus 4. Let's do example number 7. Last 2 examples. Okay, and then let me move this up over here. Now suppose now we have f of x is equal to x squared minus 5x. Your g of x is equal to 2x, and they want you to find f of x divided by g of x. Alright, whenever you have this division symbol, just use the fraction bar instead. So let's do that. We have x squared minus 5x on the numerator, okay, all over 2x. So let me just repeat that one more time. Whenever you have this division sign over here, just use the fraction bar instead. Okay, just like the steps over here. Are we done yet? No. Let's just check to see if we can factor out or take out a GCF. On the top we can take out an x, because at least both of these terms have one x. So we're going to take out an x over here. X squared divided by x, we're just left with x minus, well, we're now left with 5 on the second term on the top because we took out an x, all over 2x. Look at this. Now we can cross off those x's because there's one on the top and there's one on the bottom. So your ANS for example number 7 is going to be x minus 5 all over 2. Okay, so in this particular example, you do have to check for a GCF or factor, because yes, you can take out an x over here, and by taking out an x over here, you can cross that off on the x on the bottom. So your final answer is x minus 5 divided by 2. Let's do the last example. Example number 9. Oh, sorry, example number 8, just for this set of this video. And then I will present you example 9, 10, and possibly 11 when you come into class afterwards. Okay, last one for this video. F of x is equal to x squared minus 10x plus 21. Your g of x is equal to 3x squared minus 3x minus 18. And they want you to find parentheses f slash g of x. Now this is going to be your third division example. So whenever you see the fraction bar, whenever you see a division sign, or whenever you see the slash sign over here, they just mean division. Okay, so Again, with divisions, just use the fraction bar. Let's put the f function on top, x squared minus 10x plus 21 all over 3x squared minus 3x minus 18. This is kind of like your first term rational expressions that we did. Look at this x. See if we can factor this one out. Well, we can split this one into two parentheses. It's going to be x and x. So let's do that over here. X and x. Well, this positive 21, we need to split them up into two numbers, multiply together to make 21, but also adds up to negative 10. When you do the negative numbers, yes, you can come out to negative 7 and negative 3. Why is that? Negative 7 times negative 3 is positive 21, and then negative 7 plus negative 3, that's negative 10. So we have factored the top portion over here. Try to see if you can take out a GCF first. 3, negative 3, and negative 18. We can take out a 3 on the bottom. Let's take out a 3. This is going to be x squared minus x minus 6. We can factor the bottom portion also. X minus 7. Sorry, I'm just rewriting the top. X minus 3. All over 3. Well, negative 6. What two numbers multiplied together make negative 6? You can always list it on the side if you're having trouble. If you can't do it in your head, just list it on the side and it's fine. You have negative 6 and 1. Don't forget you also have 6 and negative 1. We also have 3 and negative 2, and also negative 3 and 2. So this was from your first term, and that's why I'm just doing this a little bit quickly. Now, which one of these adds up to negative 1? The pair that adds up to negative 1 is going to be negative 3 and 2. Okay, negative 1 is from over here. So let's split this up into two parentheses, x and x, and the pair that gives us negative 1 is negative 3 plus 2. Do you see anything worthy of crossing out? Yes, those x minus 3 can cross off. And then you're left with x minus 7 on the top, and then 3 times x plus 2 on the bottom. This is your ANS for example number 8. So let's just repeat that slowly, just a little bit on the top. Okay, you got two functions. They're telling you to divide them, so use the fraction bar. Always check to make sure that you can take out a GCF or factor them out, in which both of these cases, or for both of these equations, yes, you can. Okay, so you can cross off some things in this example. Yes, so you're left with x minus 7 all over 3 times x plus 2. So on a final note, whenever you have parentheses, I better make that better, f over g of x, or if they're asking you to do f of x divided by g of x, or if they have f slash g of x, they all mean the same thing. They're just asking you to divide those two equations. Alright, similar problems to this are problems number 25 to 32 on your homework. Similar problems to this. So we are finished with the video, the third video set for Flip the Classroom for Tuesday, April 17th. Okay, have a good weekend, you guys.